This article's gold. Comes from England. Same place where they found this 210 pound
fat bird.
210 pound or 210 foot.
You continue with your story. I will let you know.
Okay.
It's definitely called a fat bird. It was a 210 foot fat bird.
I don't know what that is in meters. I was going to say, and I don't know what 210 pounds is in stones or kilos.
I'm sorry. Well, it was 143 ton fat bird.
Jesus Christ. That's a lot of stones. That's a lot of kitty litter.
Well, dude, the plumbing over there is dodgy at best.
So, and perhaps that's why this guy did this. An Amazon delivery worker who really needed to go was reportedly caught defecating in a woman's garden before delivering a package to her neighbor. Sharon Smith, 53, counselor for England's National Health Service, told The Sun that she spotted the worker going to the bathroom on her property in the village of Newthall on July 26th. Quote, "I cannot express how shocked I was. I could not believe what I was seeing this day and age," Smith told the outlet. Then she goes on to says, despite what the man was doing, Smith said he remained pooing while asking me what my problem was. Disgusted and infuriated by his actions, Smith called the police and told the man if he moved, he'd regret it. Goes on and on. I don't think necessarily any more quotes or any more tidbits from the story are necessary. This almost is like a Smokey from Friday type moment where he can't get into his house, got to take a shit. Mr. Jones won't let him in. Goes around. Murr, you are our token outdoorsman with your with job. You're outdoors. You're walking around. You don't have access to restrooms at a whim's notice. Give us your thoughts on this man's actions.
I feel bad for him. I do. Because, I mean, okay, at Christmas time, they have us come in early because there's more volume. And it throws off your rhythm, okay? And I'm not saying, I don't know what this guy's rhythm was, but, like, there's a certain time of day, your body has a clock. And at Christmas time, it's happened every year. I'll get all the way out. I always call, out to the fishing grounds, where you're as far away from everything as you can be. What are you supposed to do? We have covered every usable inch of land with some structure, and then we've also become more asshole-ish about who we let in to use anything. I guarantee if he asked to use her bathroom, she would not have let him in the house. She might not even have answered the door. Mm-hmm. And then, what are you doing? I'm taking a dump. What do you want me to do? I can't stop, okay? The cork is popped. There's no putting the genie back in the bottle. It's over. You just have to let me finish. Is it worth calling the police over? I get it. It's disgusting. I'm sure the guy, if she was like, can you clean that up now, please? I'm sure they could have figured something out. Is it really worth costing this guy his job and a charge because he's got to poop? Nature calls, baby. I remember when I was doing a radio gig one time, it was in downtown Salisbury, and they had shut the town down for this little festival thing they were doing. No porta pots. Nowhere to use the bathroom. I peed in a bush, and some cop saw me, and he was like, he looked at me. I was like, everything's closed. And then he just turned his head like obnoxiously and just walked the other way. So he let me have that one.
Okay.
What are we supposed to do? What are you supposed to do?
Well, you pooped in your pants. One route that could be an option. That could be an alternative.
Just constantly poop in your pants. If you have to go and you can't find a bathroom, no, just got to do it.
Alan, do you agree with this man's course of action? Do you think that he was out of line, or do you think he chose number 2 and chose wisely?
No, I mean, yeah, I think sometimes you just gotta shit, man. Mm-hmm. If it's, I would like to believe that it's not just like a casual shit. You know what I mean? Like, if he wasn't like, ooh, I just felt like I got a shit. Maybe I'll just stop here on the side of this house. I feel like he was holding on to that one for a little while. I was like, oh, fuck, I got a shit. And just had to let it go, man. I mean, at least I'd like to think that that's what a normal human being, with a job, the guy was working, trying to make some money.
Yeah.
He just needed to take a shit.
I think that I read this a couple times, and I read this because this is an article I like, not like shit that Murr sets up with, like aliens are real and neuros being injected into people's brains. unimportant stuff like that. Lectins and things like that. Actually, that was my article. I feel like I felt for the man because as another man, I'd say 99.99% of the time, if that happens and I'm not in an opportune moment to where I can find not just a bathroom, but a suitable bathroom and not like a hall's urinal, sometimes there's places that are just like, nope, I'm not, Christ, Alan, you've been out and about before and after Orioles games, right?
Yep.
Would you ever take a dump in pickles?
No.
Nope. Never. Okay.
I definitely know I haven't taken a dump there.
No, I'm not saying.
I think I may have taken one dump in sliders.
Okay.
Once.
And these are, for those who don't know, these are bars that sit adjacent to Camden Yards, and before and after games, they are frequented by people who are drinking lots of beer, urinating everywhere, et cetera, et cetera. So for this guy to make the conscious decision to do that, I have to think this was in case of emergency break open glass, or in this case bow. And man, they may have made the wrong decision of doing it in someone's yard. But again, I don't know the landscape. I don't know the neighborhood of Nuthil or Newthil or whatever the hell it is.
I mean, it sounds like he was in the bushes. Like he wasn't just openly squatting on her front lawn, busting down a deuce. Like I think he at least tried to hide himself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think, like Burr said, like if she'd been like, "Can you clean that shit up?" and I was like, "Well, I definitely would have been like, can you give me a bag and some paper towels? I'll definitely clean this shit up, but I don't necessarily have the tools right now." You know what I mean? We could have come to an agreement. Good. I got shit.
She was like Gazelle. She was like Gazelle from Friday. She was snooping around.
Yeah.
Smokey, what the hell are you doing back here?
Stop snooping. I'm taking a shit.
I guess unless you're some sort of, I don't know, like weird guy or weird chick that's into some sort of voyeurism, this is not the option that you want to choose. And so what are you supposed to do? And so I think that before you call the police on somebody taking a dump in your yard, see if they have a needle sticking out of their arm first. And then just, the guy was in uniform. I don't want to poop in somebody's yard, but I've gotten close. Like I said, I've gotten close. I've gotten so close that I've had to, like, while driving down the road, I've had to, like, push my feet into the floorboard of the vehicle and push back against the steering wheel and clench with every muscle known and unknown to mankind to ensure that something didn't squirt out of my body. There was a time in civilization where these buildings and rules didn't exist. We weren't all living on top of each other. And so you could just say, all right, I got to poop. You just went. Right. We don't live in that time anymore. So I think we could all be a little more sensitive because no one makes that choice willingly. They make it out of necessity.
Right.
And so it's it's like, I don't know, you wouldn't see a guy having a heart attack and say, get up, so you don't tell a man it's pooping to stop. Just let him go.
There was I was waiting for Ryan and his then girlfriend, now wife's, to show up at their place. They were renting a place down in Port Deposit. And I had beat them by probably 10 or 15 minutes. They were coming back from something. And I was getting one of these ones, I call it like a roller coaster, where it's like, all right, I get like 30 seconds of like, oh my God, serious, intense pain. I have to do what you mentioned, Murr, clench with every ounce of my being. Then you get about 60 seconds to 2 minutes of like, oh, okay, somewhat relief. And it just kept going and going. And I was texting him and he was like, yep, going to be there in about 2 minutes. Going to be there in about 5 minutes. Going to be there in about 7 minutes. And like, oh shit. And finally I thought like, Christ, I'm just going to go behind their apartment complex and take a shit. And I thought, if my friend rolls up and spots me doing this, he'll never, ever let me live this down, ever. So I held it. But, oh boy. Yeah, and I felt like I went through through the hardest ab workout I ever gone through to hold that sucker.
Yeah, I can remember turning white and having cold sweat beat up on my forehead just to make it to a Royal Farms where the pee stain was so thick that you could have scraped it off with a putty knife.
So gross.
Did this Royal Farms have the thick blue goop that you request?
A man could only wish.
And then you got some Western fries.
Let me get a Chili's cheese dog to go.